Today, we are going to be talking about phase one of the Empress Sanctuary, which is Empress Alchemy. So, the backstory of this in 2017, I had a thought that changed my life, which was, oh shit, I think my dad's a narcissist. And then, oh shit, I think I need therapy. I got into therapy for a year and it cracked my world wide open. I became obsessed with personal development and healing. The first book I read was Attached by Amir Levine, and I learned about my attachment theory and that I'm anxious, recovering anxious attachment style. And I was like, holy fucking shit, my whole life makes sense now. And then I was just consuming ferocious consuming of books and knowledge and information. I started meditating. I lost 50 pounds. I started doing yoga, completely transformed my life. And then I was talking about it. I was still behind the chair at the time. And I was talking about it to all my clients and anyone and everyone who would listen to me. And it was beautiful. And probably in 2018, I was asking God, Source, Universe, I want to help other women transform their life like I've transformed my life. And I was learning about like priestess and goddess and all of these things, and I wasn't resonating with them. And I've always considered myself a tomboy and more masculine. I was like, I don't see myself in those archetypes. And so I was Googling and somehow I found Empress. And to me, Empress meant a leader who isn't afraid to be on the ground with her people. She's not afraid to get dirty. She's not high and mighty looking down, forgetting where she came from. And I'm not saying that goddess and priestess is like that, but that's just what I was vibing with. And so I decided to turn Empress into an acronym, which stands for expanding love, mirror, pivot, rejuvenate, embody, satisfaction, and surrender. And that has been a tool for alchemy and transformation that I've used almost, I use it daily. It's so ingrained in who I am that I am constantly using all of these tools and steps throughout the day, every single day. And it's been very powerful and magical. And I've run Empress so many times. It's been wild to go back through. And some of the content in the Empress Sanctuary is from first version of me. I'm sitting right there and I've got blonde hair and my voice is different. And it's just so beautiful to see the many variations of me that has created content for Empress. And now I'm doing this brand new version of me. And so with that, I really wanted to share my stories of expanding love and mirror. And that's what I'm going to be teaching live in the Empress Sanctuary this Friday. And all of the details will be in the show notes if you want to join us. But expanding love, I firmly believe that most people do not know what unconditional love is. I also firmly believe that no one on earth will ever be able to love you exactly as you need to be loved other than you. It's an inside job. And when I first started meditating for like a week, I remember sending love to my stomach. I've always hated my stomach. I've always carried weight there. It's always been a subject of stress and shame, and so much has been held in my stomach. Untapped energy, untapped sexual energy, just so much. I've focused so much energy over the past 8+ years on my stomach, and it started in the beginning. And I remember focusing love on my stomach, and then I felt this overwhelming feeling, and I instantly knew that it was love. I was like, holy fucking shit. This is what I've been looking for outside of myself my whole entire life. And it was just a beautiful moment. And from that moment on, I was really committed to unconditionally loving myself. Unconditional means there are no rules, there is no bounds. You can murder someone in front of me. I'm not going to condone that, but I'm still going to love you. I'm not going to withhold my love. But unfortunately, a lot of us experience that. I was at a polarity event the other day, and they one of the practices was men had to eye gaze with men, women had to eye gaze with women for like 5+ minutes, and it was kind of insane. It was a very interesting experience, and I love eye gazing with people. It's something I can easily do all day long. And so at the end of it, they were like, raise your hand if you love the person in front of you, or if you have love for the person in front of you. Everyone raised their hand except one guy, and they called him out. I was like, oh, fuck. They're like, everyone in the room raised their hand except one man. Congratulations on speaking your truth or something. I was like, that's a little questionable, but you do you, facilitator. So after we were sharing, and I feel like this guy probably felt like he had to defend himself. He was like, I was the one that didn't raise my hand. And it's because I don't know you. I don't like you. I don't trust you. And so why would I love you? And in my mind, I was like, oh, that's conditional love. Because when you have, and I've been there too, when you have unconditional love flowing through your body, when you don't need love from anyone else, it's so easy. I don't give a shit if I just met you. I have so much love for you as a human, as divinity in human form, as a soul in a human body. It's so easy for me to love others because I finally love myself. And I give myself the love that I need, and I don't have expectations from other people. And so it was just a beautiful awareness of this man potentially struggles with receiving love because it's almost a hoarding of I'm going to keep my love until you deserve it. I'm going to keep my love until specific conditions are met, and then I will give you love. And it's just an interesting thing to think about. I'm a firm believer that there is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. It all just is. So take whatever I say that resonates and leave the rest that doesn't. This is my opinion. And if you disagree, amazing. I welcome that. I'm not your guru. This is my perspective. And so love is a big thing because we learn conditional love. Unfortunately, our parents probably didn't know how to unconditionally love themselves. Therefore, they probably put conditions on their love for you. And in the expanding love portion, we unravel this. We unravel the expanding love. First, you expand in love for yourself, and then you expand in love for other people. And it brings more compassion to your life when you have this awareness, when you start bringing this into your body of, okay, I love myself so much that I can maybe have more understanding of where you're coming from because maybe you don't love yourself in the way that I love myself. And it's just a beautiful thing. Then step 2 of the Empress method is mirror. Oh, this is a big one. So my ex is a 5-1 in human design. The 5 is a karmic mirror. Wherever you have a line 5 in your chart is a karmic mirror. People look to you as the savior. They look to you as the solution person. They look to you as it's pedestal energy of like, oh my God, they're amazing. But then there's also this other side. I kind of say it's a love you, hate you sort of energy. And it's a karmic mirror. So you're seeing in them what you love in yourself, or you're seeing in them what needs work within you, but you're projecting onto them as if it's their fault or something they've done. And I've really been wrapping my brain around this because I've had so many 5-1s in my life. And there was one woman in particular that was triggering the fuck out of me over and over and over and over and over. And I was like, but I don't think that you're an identical representation. I don't think that the things that I'm mad or frustrated or looking at you to, like I don't agree with what you're doing. I don't think that's a direct reflection, but it was highlighting something within me that was ready to come forward. So I don't think it's an identical. If you see narcissistic traits in a line 5, then are you a narcissistic trait person? Maybe, or maybe it's highlighting something else that is reflecting. Hopefully that made sense. We're going to unravel this more in the Empress Sanctuary. But the mirror is for opportunities of growth. This is for contrast. This is for frustrating situations. This is for when you have a fight. And you probably won't be able to do it in the middle of a fight. Because when you're in a fight, 2 adults are fighting, the adults have left the building. You got 2 children that are fighting. A lot of times, the fights, the altercations, the shit that you get into isn't really about whatever is going on at hand. It's about something deeper. And our subconscious doesn't know time. So a lot of times when you're in disagreements, it's because your nervous system is being reminded of something that happened years ago, but you think it's because of the current moment. It's a very interesting thing to unravel. So with the mirror, you have this contrasting moment. So the way that I came up with this is my partner's a 5-1. We're walking down to the lake and I was telling him about an idea. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited about this. He was like, yeah, well, you could do this, 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 and this. So he started giving me advice. And I was like, I just wanted you to hold space for me, to celebrate me. I didn't want your advice. So we got into a fight. And then I I got pissed off. And then later I was thinking about it. I was like, oh my God, it's the karmic mirror. I didn't even know about human design at that time. So I was like, oh my God, it's the mirror. I do that shit to him all the time. He'll tell me an idea and I'll be like, yeah, well, you can do this, 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 and this. And I'm just trying to help, but it would frustrate the hell out of him. So I finally saw the behaviors that I had in someone else and how that fucking felt. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should work on this too. So the mirror is looking at the reflection in the mirror. Is this showing me something I can heal in myself, which doesn't feel good? And you can also look through the mirror and put yourself in other people's shoes. A lot of times people are stressed out or they're navigating something or they're going through the worst time of their life, but they're putting on a smile. You know, we never know what's going on and why people are reacting from the space that they're reacting from. So this is what step 2 of the Empress Method supports you with. And obviously, if you join the Empress Sanctuary, we're going to dive deeper into this. And this is what we'll be focusing on for a whole week together as a group, because here's the things that I've noticed is that a lot of times people don't take action on the information that they've learned. So a big part of the 11-month journey in the Empress Sanctuary is accountability and action taking. I want you to get results, but you got to take action in order to get results. And when you're doing something all as a group, it's that much easier to be supported. It's that much easier to have accountability. It's that much easier to actually take the action. Plus, you have the support from me and everyone else inside of the Empress Sanctuary. So if you want to dive deeper, go to the show notes. All of the information will be there. And if you resonated with this, if you got to the end, I love you. If you resonated, take what resonates, leave the rest. If you had any aha moments, DM me. I love connecting. I love connecting in the DM. Share this, tag me, share your favorite aha moment, and I will see you next time.